Let's chat.
Now, a lot of y'all are going to be really confused as to why I just did what I just did, but I promise it'll all make sense in just a second. Roll clip.
Let's chat.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Hey babes, it's Aniya Monea, and today I want to jumpstart with this new series that I'm calling POV, You Are the Little Sister I Never Got. And in this series, I'm just going to be talking about a series of topics that range from like boy troubles and like relationships to more things dealing with self-care and upkeep and stuff like that. And I just want to do this because I feel like that is something that I needed, for one, and for two, sometimes you're just not comfortable talking to the people that are around you. You feel like maybe, oh, this person isn't gonna give me what I need, or they're not gonna come to me, like they're not gonna give me the answers I need in a genuine manner or in a non-judgmental manner. And so I'm telling you now, I'm not judging you. I've been through a lot of things, and I've done a lot of things that were big mistakes in my life. And so I feel like my mistakes have shown me that like everybody's gonna make mistakes. You can't judge people, even if their mistake is bigger in your eyesight. Is really all of it's the same. So today, the first topic that we're gonna start off with is self-confidence. And you might see me like looking down a little bit, and that's because I have my iPad right here, and I'm looking off my iPad because I detailed these notes so I wouldn't leave anything out for you guys. And I also didn't want to steer too far off track. So let's get into it.
Yeah, get into it.
Okay. So I want to first start this video off by saying what I mean when I say self-confidence and self-love. What are the things that you like about yourself without the opinions of anyone else? Who are you when no one's looking? What do you like about you, truly? Like, that's what I mean. Who do you truly feel like you are when no one's around? So now we're going to talk about placement. To start this off, I want you to figure out where you are as of right this moment as you're watching this video. And as you watch this video, kind of take heed as to what category you're in. So first you got like high self-confidence, mid self-confidence, and low. Okay, so some questions to like really cipher out which one you might be in is: how do you think you deserve to be treated? Do you think you deserve the best? And if so, why? If you don't, then why? And make sure that you're not letting outside opinions reek into this. Like, don't think about what anyone else has told you when you answer these questions. Just deep down to your core, how do you feel about you? High self-confident girls, like, why do you think so highly of yourself? That's what I want you to think about. Yup. I mean, you knew this was coming. Like, why do you feel like that about you? Is it because of your looks? Is it something that you were blessed with physically? And if it is, then how would you feel if you were in some accident today and you just completely, your face was altered forever, your body was altered forever, how would you feel? Would you still have that high confidence, or would you have to build from the start again? So some things I want you to do is try to focus more on who you are and the things about you that are more inward. Like, for me, I have not always been the nicest person, but now I try to pride myself in being kind to everyone that I meet, because that is something that is important to me. That is something that like I can inwardly control. So think about things of that nature, things that you can control, things that never change, as far as like your creativity never changes. So try to think about things that you can do as far as hobbies, maybe. So that's what I wanted to say about that. So for my mid self-confident girlies, or just you don't really know, you feel like you're at a normal spot, you are probably a person that is like, oh, I'm pretty on occasion, or I'm pretty if I have my nails done, I'm pretty if I have my makeup done, I'm pretty if my lashes are done, like all of that type of stuff. I'm pretty if my hair is done. I know we've all been hurt before. We all have. We all. So I just want you to ask yourself some questions like, why do I feel the need to do all these things? Is it because of social media? Why do I let social media dictate how I feel about myself? Why do you feel like you need external things like added on to you to be beautiful? I'm telling you now, it's most likely social media and the Instagram models, like Summer Rae and all these people that people around you are saying are so beautiful. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these girls are ugly. I'm not. Like, they are beautiful, but everybody's beautiful in their own way. And I know that sounds cringy, and you're like, girl, I thought you was gonna keep it real with us. Like, in my opinion, everybody has the potential to be beautiful if you work on it hard enough. Because I think about beauty as far as like your personality and what you bring, because you are blessed with the face that you're blessed with. Okay, there's nothing you can do about that. But if you work hard enough to make sure you have what you think is beautiful, okay, maybe you think your beauty comes from being in the books and like gaining all the knowledge that you can. That is something that is obtainable. You can't just be like, oh, because I don't look like someone else, I'm not beautiful. Because first of all, comparison gets you nowhere. And secondly, it's unrealistic. It's just unrealistic. Social media has warped our brains into thinking everybody is supposed to look a certain way, and that is just not possible. If everybody looked the same, we would all be bots. Like, we would all be NPCs, and nothing would be different. Like, there would be nothing original about the world if everybody looked the same. I'm just saying that a lot would change if everybody looked the same. And I don't think that I could deal with it. I don't think we would want to deal with it, because there are some people out there that are like, oh, this is my type. So your type might be what others perceive as ugly, and my type might be what you perceive as ugly. So it's just very hard to try to keep up with what social media sets as a standard, because it's social media, and a trend is just that, a trend. Like, it's gonna, spoiler alert, it's gonna change. So if you're banking on that to tell you how beautiful you are, you're never gonna truly feel beautiful. I really did get kind of off topic there, and I was on the soapbox for a little bit, but like I said, I got a lot to say about social media and its influence in our day, so I will be making a video on that. So my low self-esteem girlies, you feel like, oh, I'm not pretty, or like you rarely ever feel pretty, and you don't have really anything good to say about yourself or what you have to bring to the table. For you, I want you to ask yourself, who made me? Who has a big presence in my life that made me feel the way that I feel about myself? Why did their opinion matter so much to me? What is something that makes you happy when you're alone? When you're by yourself, something that you do, what is it that makes you happy? That is one thing to love about yourself right there. Just whatever that is, just remember, oh, okay, like this is something that I can do with me, for me. So like, I love me because I get to do that. And yeah, I just feel like those are some good things to keep in mind. Okay, so these are some tips I have for you guys. Start journaling. You're gonna probably hear me say that like 20,000 times, but get to your go wherever you're gonna go. Maybe it's early in the morning when you wake up, maybe it's late at night, maybe it's once a week. Just make it something consistent in your life. Start journaling. Start using the internet to your advantage. There's all types of prompts on Pinterest. There's all types of prompts on TikTok. Like, use this stuff because it will work in your favor. It will help you de-stress and get to a point where you're like, okay, not only will you be learning more about yourself, but self-reflection is something that is very essential that we don't really realize. And I know a lot of y'all are like, oh, well, I don't really like to write because I don't like my handwriting, or I don't want to sit there and actually physically pull out a notebook and do whatever because you want to be lazy. Well, you sit there on your phone all day long. So get to typing. Yup. That need to be you. It do. So you need to go ahead and start typing on your laptop or your phone. If you have an iPhone, I know Notes has this feature where you can like lock your note and put in a password on it, or track Face ID so that no one can see what you're saying. And that's beautiful. That's great. But if you do like to handwrite and do that type of thing, I will say Wally World, I will say Hobby Lobby, and yeah, those are my big two. Those places have the best notebooks. Wally World has some for cheap, and they also got some more expensive ones that, like, oh, you can circle the month and the day, and then you could just start writing. Or Hobby Lobby has ones where you can literally like put all different types of stickers in it. Like the stickers come with it and all this type of fun stuff. You can make it like an art journal, or you can do whatever you want. Like, it's your thing. Just do it. Make it your own. Do things that would make it fun for you. That way it doesn't feel like a chore and more like a freedom. The biggest part about journaling that I was saying as to why I feel as if it's so important to me is that it's really a safe haven too. It's a place for you to be completely and totally vulnerable with yourself, about yourself. It's a place for you to say your struggles and your triumphs and all the things you wish to achieve, all the things you have achieved, because there's a certain type of like sentimental value we hold with a person when we're able to be vulnerable with them. But I don't really think we realize that we also do need to be vulnerable with ourselves sometimes. And that creates like a stronger like love for you when you're able to be honest with yourself about how you feel. I know I mentioned this one earlier for high self-esteemers, but it's really for everybody. So just find a new hobby, like at least once every 6 months or so, not that often. Just try something new. Maybe it's crocheting, maybe it's sewing, maybe it's drawing, maybe it's painting. Follow a Bob Ross tutorial. Like, do you, boo. Just find something that not only brings you peace, but it helps you forget about the things that are going on in your life. If I work on an art piece for like 20 minutes, I can sit there and only think about what I'm drawing, which is very hard for me because I have ADHD. So for something to get my full attention like that, it's really hard for it to actually work. So just when you find those things like that, make sure you keep coming back to them, because they will help you gain that type of self-sentiment, for the simple fact that it'll help you appreciate your attributes and what you bring to the table. It'll help you see, okay, like I can be creative, and like I do have more to me than just my body, or I do have something, even if I don't love myself for who I am right now. This is objectively something that not a lot of people can say they can do. Not a lot of people can sing, not a lot of people can dance, not a lot of people can draw. I have this though. This is who I am, you know, if that makes sense. I need to stop saying that because I know that made sense. Okay, so I want you girls to start manifesting. I want you girls to start having positive self-talk. I want you to get in the mirror and be like, I'm a baddie, not a saddie. Like, I know we all get in our moments where we're like, oh, I'm so fat, right after dinner when we feel too full. But I want you to completely Thank you if you said bless you, by the way. I thought I was going to sneeze again. That's why I waited. Anyways, I know a lot of us are like that about, you know, feeling fat or whatever. But even in those small ways, like, stop saying that type of thing to yourself. Don't even let it go through your subconscious mind where you're like, oh, I look bad today, or I feel bad today. Like, you need to change your wording around to where it's like, even though I don't feel like I look my best, I know that I'm still beautiful. Change the way that you talk to yourself in your head, and you will literally see a change. You will see that change in how others approach you because you feel that confident about yourself. I know when I say this one, y'all are gonna get mad at me, but physical presentation, okay? I know you've heard it 1,000 times, so you're just like,
oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But I'm telling you, bro, that if you start walking with good posture, you hold your head up high, and things of that nature, dress like what you feel good in, if you do those things, you will also not only feel good on and look good on the outside, you also feel good, and like you'll help your mind train to be like greater because you're doing that. Okay. I want you to remember that there's always room for growth. Okay, there's always room for you to get better in this journey of self-love and self-confidence, because it's not just like a climb to the top. It's not a race to the top. You're gonna have some pit stops. You're gonna have some times where you fall back down, but it's about the fact that you keep going. That's the most important thing. And lastly, I want you to remember that you're a child of God and that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Everything that He created was created for a reason. Okay, so you're here for a reason, even if you don't know what it is yet. I promise you are. And you have to learn to love yourself where you are, because if you don't love yourself where you are, you're not going to be able to love yourself at that next level. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way. Yeah. Oh, I'm where I want to be as far as like my learning skills, but I still don't feel that great. Because why? Because you didn't love yourself beforehand. So you're not going to be able to love yourself now, if that makes sense. That's all I have to say for today. I just want to say, I love you girls, and be blessed.